Things got pretty chippy in the Motor City. Let's dive into the Nuggets' 60th game of the season. You're watching CS 105.1, where I talk about sports with good vibes. Let's get it. How's it going, everyone, and welcome. I'm CS Chandler, here for another take of Nuggets basketball. So the Nuggets were in the Motor City tonight to take on the Detroit Pistons. The AG was ruled out with an ankle sprain from last night's game against the Bucks. Just seems like he's constantly getting hurt. His health is not the best that we thought it was going to be, and it's really kind of shocking because he's usually the toughest guy on the Nuggets, and here we are, and he's out constantly with the calf strain and now an ankle. Pretty frustrating just as a Nuggets fan, if you love Mr. Nugget, to not see him playing at the level that we all know that he can play at. Really unfortunate, but this always gives another player on the roster a chance to rise, and rise they did. Zeke Nnaji got the spot, and he was phenomenal tonight. So starting lineup was Nikola Jokić, Jamal Murray, Christian Braun, Michael Porter Jr., and Zeke Nnaji. The Nuggets were wearing their fast break blues, and the Pistons were wearing their white jerseys. And the Nuggets got a win. Let's go, Nuggets. 134-119. What happened in the game? Let's break it down. So the Nuggets controlled the tip. But Jamal missed the hit three right off the bat, leading to a rebound, and then on the other end, that resulted in a turnover and a dunk from Thompson for the first points of the game. So first, Detroit wins on a dunk. Then, as typically happens late these days, because no one knows how to guard Jokić, so they start just mauling Jokić, and lately the refs just haven't been calling the fouls that have been going up and down the court on Jokić. And so Malone got already fed up with like a few, I think it was like a minute or two, or not even that, it was like a couple of seconds in the game, he starts yelling at the ref, gets teed up over a missed officiating call, and then after that, Cade Cunningham hits the free throw, and then immediately, as soon as he hits the free throw, the Nuggets get a turnover, or cause a turnover. Hardaway extends the lead then to 5 with a dunk. Really, it was not the greatest start. After losing to the Bucks, you would think that the Nuggets would have gotten to an amazing start right away, but they kind of stumbled a little bit into this game. But it wasn't all bad. Obviously, they won, so what happened? So Jamal gets to the line, finally, and sinks both free throws for the first points for the Nuggets, followed by Zeke going to the line. He hits 1 of 2. So the first points of the game for the Nuggets were all purely based off of free throws. So luckily, after that, though, Jamal finally breaks through with a layup, and CB sinks a 3. CB was phenomenal tonight. If you wanted a pure game to encapsulate Browntown, tonight was one of those nights. He was phenomenal. He sinks down a 3, makes it a 1-point game. Then Zeke ties it with going back to the line, making 1 of 2 again, before CB drains yet another 3 to push the Nuggets ahead. And then Jamal and MPJ both sink back-to-back 3s to stretch the lead to 9, followed by Zeke's second block, leading to a CB fast break layup that extends the lead to 11. That was like an amazing stretch there. They actually got the lead all the way up to 18. And then with 5 minutes and 46 seconds left in the first, Jamal draws a foul from Beasley, converting an and one to put the Nuggets in the bonus. So already they were in the bonus. It was a very chippy game tonight, but it was mainly that chippiness was 100% on the Pistons. And we already know that the Pistons typically are the more physical team, but they just constantly bully really hard to the fact that, like, are you even playing sportsmanlike conduct? And to be honest, I cannot stand Isaiah Stewart. That guy is like we always complain about Draymond Green and how tough, how like unsportsmanlike he can be. Isaiah Stewart is doing the exact same things, and quietly apparently, because he's rarely getting teed up, he's rarely getting ejected, and he should be ejected every single game that he's in. Just for being in the arena, he should be ejected because he is just so vile of a person. He just constantly pushes people and elbows them, punches them, and he gets away with that stuff all the time. It's really just sickening to watch, really. Like, the NBA needs to control him more. He is just a liability at this point. So a key example of this is that Isaiah Stewart shows his unsportsmanlike nature by blatantly pushing Jokić at the baseline. And meanwhile, I think it was Beasley who knocks down a three. They still count the three, and then they go to review, and they say it's a common foul. The dude literally pushes him away, and that's a common foul? No, that's not a common foul. That's unsportsmanlike. He totally like shoved, like not even shoved, just like straight up, like with both hands, just pushed him away. You can't do that by the underneath the basket there, and yet it was a common foul, and despite the clear intent. So Jokić then went to the line because they were in the bonus. They still kept that three from Beasley. Jokić went to the line, knocked down a couple of free throws. So they basically gained 1 point from that, but still really stupid. Like, they should have taken that away, given Jokić 3 free throws for that matter, because that was just a very stupid play. But the Nuggets struggled very hard after that to kind of regain their composure. And again, they had an 18-point lead. Pistons, give them credit, despite how aggressive and physically violent they are. The Pistons' pressure did affect the Nuggets, and however, the Nuggets were able to maintain their lead and win the first quarter 39-31. So then we go into the second quarter. The Pistons opened the quarter with a layup plus a foul, and then they challenge an out-of-bounds call early on that becomes unsuccessful, and then Holland has an issue. Like, it's pretty, like, you can't really say like one player on the Pistons is unsportsmanlike. It's kind of like a bad seeded team in general. Like, most of the players there have bad seeds. And Holland is one of them, because then he had an issue, and this dude's a rookie, and yet he's learning bad sportsmanlike conduct from the other bad sportsmanlike players on that team. And so he holds Brody, literally holds him to the point where Brody's trying to get him off of him, and he falls to the floor. And yet that was only a take foul. There was nothing more than that, and that should have immediately ejected Holland out. They should have taken him out. They should have taken Stewart out. Like, those guys need to learn how to play more sportsmanlike, because there is just nothing up with that team. Except for Cade Cunningham. He's probably, like, him and Beasley are probably the two that are the most respectable of those players on there. Everyone else is just so dirty. Though I will say, as dirty as they are, I would still take them as champions over the Celtics and the Lakers. So we'll give them that. So then Holland holds Brody, leading to a review that confirms a take foul, allowing Murray to hit the free throw for the Nuggets' first points of the quarter. CB then gets fouled right in front of the officials, and it was a no call. The dude was right in the pocket, in the corner, going for a three. His arms get literally slapped in front of the officiators, the refs, and nothing was called. I think, again, it was Holland. Holland slapped his arms. You can see it in the footage, and yet nothing. Absolutely nothing. So, like, what is happening with the officiating, especially against the Nuggets? Like, why are these last two games so horrendously badly officiated? It's so frustrating as a Nuggets fan, you know? So then that obviously added to the frustration, but And you kind of saw it in the second quarter because this was not the best quarter for the Nuggets. Jokić then checks back in at the 6:30 mark, and the Nuggets build their lead back to 7 before MPJ fouls Hardaway at the three-point line. And what have we been saying all season long? Stop fouling jump shooters. And here we are, MPJ, of all people, fouling a jump shooter, which led to a 4-point play, knocked it back down to a 3-point lead. Stewart finally gets teed up after losing his cool over a foul call. And I mean, again, this guy needs to be ejected, and honestly, he needs to be suspended. So that he understands that his attitude and his approach to basketball is not acceptable. He needs to be suspended, and then if anything than that, like shipped him to China or something like that, so he doesn't make him the new Pat Beverly. He shouldn't be playing in the league anymore with his attitude. And I know he's 23. Let him learn that early on rather than later in his career. And he's been hurting people left and right. Like, I don't want him to be allowed that. So, but he does get teed up, and then the Pistons take the quarter 32-29. But the Nuggets maintain their lead into the half, 68-63. The third quarter started, and the Pistons started off with several misses. There's actually several misses from both teams before CB gets a dunk for the first points of the quarter. Then back-to-back threes from MPJ and Murray extend their lead to 10, and I would say the third quarter was the absolute best quarter of the game for the Nuggets. The first quarter, started off weak, ended off kind of weak. In the middle there was really good stretch of minutes. But then the third quarter is where they really took the game and ran with it. And so they extended the lead to 10. Jokić records his 28th triple-double. Zeke Naji knocks down a three, pushing the lead up to 16, followed by a fast break dunk and a foul from CB to make it 22. I mean, CB, man, he is just amazing. I love his dedication to the game and to his team. And like, he hates losing. He hates it. And I love that about him, because the next game, he's always going to play harder than he was the previous game. So Duren gets teed up from the bench of the Pistons, and Jamal sinks the free throw to stretch the lead to 23. Cunningham, though, responds with a bucket and a foul to bring that back down to 20. And then Jokić then sinks a floater with an and one to get the Nuggets first to 100. The Nuggets dominated the third, winning the quarter 39-24. Fourth quarter starts, and obviously we have no Jokić minutes starting off the fourth quarter. And the Nuggets started it off with several misses until Jamal finally knocks down a three for the first points of the quarter. Schroeder then, though, immediately responds and follows that up with his own three. Jokić checks back in at the 6:30 mark, and Strother hits a wild circus shot that he gets fouled on, makes the shot, and then goes to the line for and one, but misses the and one. But still, the wild circus shots that Strother is starting to make is really reminiscent of Jamal Murray. It's kind of like he's the leading into a Jamal Murray of his own. Like, you can definitely see some similarities there when he's playing on the court. I know, like, he loves his floater, and he's really good from the three, but I like the idea of teaching him how to do those circus shots more and getting him more involved of, like, attacking the rim. That's what he needs to do. So Jokić then converts a three-point play to push the lead back to 20, and then the Nuggets extend their lead to 24 before the reserves check in. And like clockwork, the reserves lose that huge lead that we had built from 24 down to 15, and the Pistons take the fourth specifically because the reserves checked in. Had the reserves not checked in, we would have definitely won the fourth. But the reserves checked in, and the Pistons take the fourth, 32-27. And the Nuggets, though, secured their win because they had built such a big lead. And again, that final score, 134-119. Let's go, Nuggets. Upwards. Let's focus onwards and upwards. We're going to get into stats after this. As a cinematographer, photographer, and now a podcaster, I do believe lighting is everything. And if you're serious about creating dynamic content, you need to check out Nanlite. They're all about precision and control. Whether it's soft, natural lighting, or vibrant colors, Nanlite gives you full flexibility to set the mood for any scene. From compact LEDs to powerful softboxes, Nanlite has light solutions that fit every setup. It's ideal for photographers, like myself, videographers, like myself, and creators who want to pro-grade quality right out on their fingertips. With Nanlite, you're lighting like a pro every time. And we're back. All right, so stats here. We have Zeke Naji, who played 20 minutes tonight. He had 8 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 blocks, 3 awesome blocks, 2 for 2 from field, 2 for 2 from 3, 2 for 4 from free throws. Like, he had a pretty efficient night, despite the fact he didn't take many shots. Like, the shots he made. Like, the shots he attempted, he made. 0 turnovers, 4 personal fouls, was a plus 27. A great game for Zeke Naji. Like, I know he didn't really score high, but man, that is a very efficient game, if I say so. Michael Porter Jr. played 38 minutes. He played the most amount of minutes tonight of any Nugget, and he made 28 points, 9 rebounds, 1 assist, 10 for 15 from field, 6 for 7 from 3, 2 for 2 from free throws, 2 turnovers, 3 personal fouls, was a plus 35. I mean, that's the kind of game you expect Michael Porter Jr. to have, rebounding off of a horrible game like he had last night. He was 2 for 11 from 3 last night. Now he's 6 for 7. Phenomenal bounce back game for him. Nikola Jokić, 34 minutes. Again, 28 triple-double. So that was 23 points, 17 rebounds, 15 assists, 1 steal, 2 blocks, 6 for 12 from field, 0 for 3 from threes, 11 for 12 in free throws because they were shoving him all over the place. So, I mean, he deserves that. I wish that he would have made 12 for 12, but, you know, we're not going to get nitpicky here. 7 turnovers, 2 personal fouls. He was a plus 33. Christian Braun played 35 minutes tonight, made 23 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 block, 10 for 14 from field, 2 for 3 from 3, 1 for 1 from field, free throws, 0 turnovers, 0 personal fouls, was a plus 30. Jamal Murray played 34 minutes tonight, 31 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, 1 block, 10 for 22 from field, 5 for 9 from 3 points, 6 for 7 from free throws, 2 turnovers, 1 personal foul, was a plus 23. So Jamal Murray, man, he's still keeping the heat on. I honestly think that the only reason he only made 20 points last night was because I will give the Bucks some credit. Their defense was really good on him. So they held him to 20. He could have, I honestly think he would have made 30 some points had their defense been worse. And then also the fact that he wasn't going to the free throw line. He should have gone to the free throw line at least 5 times last night. This time it was a little bit better. So then with the bench, not a lot of, typical bench stuff. So big thing, though, is that Westbrook got a steal and a block. That was awesome. Strawther with a steal. Strawther only had 6 points tonight. He definitely should have had more than that. So I'm sure he'll hopefully play better on Sunday. They both had high turnovers, 4 for Westbrook, 2 for Strawther. And then, Westbrook was a minus 16. So, as usual, not great points or minutes from the bench. The bench was horrible tonight, to be honest. So, overall stats here, we had 50 rebounds to their 42. We had 28 assists to their 32. So, we got out-assisted tonight. We had 5 steals. They had 15. That is crazy. That's just crazy. They had a lot of steals tonight. So that's that's actually one of my big takeaways later on is just the ball possession control for the Nuggets. They need to work on that. So 8 blocks to their three. We shot 56% from field. They shot 45. We shot 54% from three. They shot 32. And then we shot 74% from free throw. They shot 73%. And then we had 19 turnovers. They had 10. A lot of turnovers. 18 personal fouls to their 22. So, it was for as much as we were able to win, there was a lot of similarities between both teams throughout this entire game. And despite, going to the foul line for Jokić 12 times, we still had nearly the same amount of personal fouls as they did. So I know it seems like it was kind of more or less even, but the officiating was definitely, it felt one-sided, and it felt more in favor of the Nuggets, especially in that first half. It might have switched a little bit later on, but there were several calls that they were calling on the Pistons or for the Pistons that they weren't calling for the Nuggets at all. And so that whistle just needs to be a little bit more equal. And it hasn't really been that equal in the last couple of games. So, but we're going to get into big takeaways after this. Hey everyone, let's talk sound quality. Imagine having pro-level audio that's easy to set up, flexible, and sounds incredible. That's the Røde Pod Mic USB. It's got both USB and XLR connections, so whether you're recording solo at home or in a full studio setup, you're covered. And get this, the built-in DSP effects let you adjust the sound with zero lag. You get that deep, smooth broadcast tone right out of the box. It's versatile, powerful, and basically makes your voice sound like pure gold. And we're back. All right, so big takeaways. My biggest takeaway is that the Nuggets fans, and I'm really looking at the guys of DNVR, because I watch their show all the time, and last night they were really hard on the Nuggets. They were really hard, and I think they were too hard on the Nuggets. If any DNVR guys are watching my podcast, I hope you take some notes that you were way too hard last night against the Nuggets. You were really negative. And despite the fact of anyone trying to make some positive notes, I definitely was trying to make some positive notes in your feed and everything, and it just wasn't acknowledged. You just wanted to be in your little bunker full of negativity, and then you get questioned of, why are so many negative comments coming in? Like, when you build a show full of negativity, of course the comments are also going to be negative because you're just all dwelling on the negativity. And there was a lot of good to come from last night's game that you just were completely ignoring. And to just focus on one game, you better than anyone knows you can't just focus on one game. And so it needs to stop. This doom trolling the Nuggets after a single loss just needs to stop. The Nuggets are going to lose. This is professional sports. Yes, we would love to win all the time, really. But sometimes their losses aren't as bad as you think they are. After one game, you can't make assumptions. The Nuggets were good heading into Milwaukee, and they were still good after leaving Milwaukee. It's just plain and simply a difficult place for the Nuggets to win. And I said it last night, and I'll say it again. They played better in Milwaukee this year than they did last year. Like, there is improvements. Yes, they've both ended in losses, but there is a difference between getting completely blown out of the house and losing by only 9 points. Like, yes, the game was within grasp, and that would have been great for them to have won. But also give them credit, they tried as hard as they did, despite the fact there was bad officiating in that game. That has to play some kind of role in this. They made mistakes, yes, but had there been a better equal whistle for that game, I guarantee you that would have changed at least, made it a little bit more even of a game. There were also still a lot of issues with this game, that I'll say. Mainly their turnovers and controlling possessions that they have to clean up. Russell Westbrook has been phenomenal for the Nuggets, but he's making a lot of errors right now that the Nuggets need to have players designated to clean up. MPJ stated that he has started following CB on the fast breaks to clean up any missed chances that CB has when he tries to convert. The Nuggets need to have that mentality for Westbrook, because you can't ask Westbrook to stop doing what he's doing. It's great that he's able to do what he's doing, and it definitely adds to the way that he just kind of vibes in the team to allow him to be him. But in doing that, he's going to make a lot of mistakes, and you need to have a cleanup crew around him to kind of mitigate the turnovers to the other team with that. You can plan for what he's going to do and have a contingency plan for when he misses or fails. And then I will also say it's getting exhausting to see the reserves constantly giving up huge leads that the main roster worked so hard to build. Jokić had helped the team build a near 25-point lead tonight, and as soon as he checked out and the reserves checked in, they lost 10 of those points. Now a win is a win. I will say that. I'm not trying to doom the Nuggets with this comment. It's mainly just the reserves. It's a critique on the reserves and only the reserves. And there's a statement that you send when you blow a team out. And so it matters by winning bigger points. And it also matters within the standings as well. When it comes down to tied in seed levels, right? Like that all kind of factors in, because that right now, us and the Grizzlies are tied, yet we also, in playing with them, we tied them with a game apiece, and yet somehow they're above us. And that's just because of how much more they have won bigger leads against other teams than we have. So it matters, despite the fact of it looking like it doesn't matter. Like a win is a win. Yes, a win is a win, but a bigger win helps us more than a smaller win does. So not to say that a smaller win doesn't help. It does help. So there is that. But it helps more than people think, really. So what does this win do for the Nuggets, right? The big thing tonight is that the Knicks got a win, which is awesome because they were playing the Grizzlies tonight. So I was keeping an eye on this even while I was podcasting right now, and down because they were still playing. And luckily enough, the Grizzlies lost to the Knicks tonight. So let's go the Knicks. And that loss allowed Denver to reclaim the second seed. So this is what I'm talking about, DNVR. Don't start doom trolling the Nuggets after one loss. Give them a little bit of time, because right now it's so close. Everything is so close. And you could have a day like today where the Grizzlies lose and we win, and now we're in the second seed. And say what you will about the teams that the Nuggets have faced. Tonight, the Pistons was a great team. They were number one in defense right now. They were on an 8-game winning streak, and we beat them. They crushed the Celtics the other night. Absolutely crushed them, embarrassed them, and yet we beat them. So I will definitely 100% count that as a good win. That was a phenomenal win tonight. And then again, we've also beat the Pacers, who have also had a really good stretch. So just because we lost to the Bucks, the Bucks have also been playing well too, so that would have been a good win had we won. But I kind of already accepted that they were possibly going to lose that one, and one loss in this stretch is not as bad when you put 2 wins in there as well, right? So it's fine. We're fine. We're going to be in a dogfight to the rest of the season and then into the playoffs. But this is what I've been saying. Now we're the second seed. The big challenge now is to go into Boston and beat the Celtics. Give a little bit of payback for that win that they took from us unfairly in the Mile High. We're going to go to Boston, and we're going to get that little payback back on them, because now this time we have Jokić. Last time we didn't have Jokić, remember? This time we do. So let's keep that in mind. So we are now 39-21 win-loss record, and we are 9.5 wins behind OKC. OKC only with a 2-game winning streak. We now have 1 game, And then Memphis lost. There's another big thing tonight that is also going to have some kind of effect is that the Clippers are facing the Lakers tonight. And so I'm definitely rooting for the Clippers. Hopefully the Clips win. And then on the Eastern side, the Boston has taken a loss to the Cavaliers. So that's huge as well. So they are now on a 2-game losing streak. They're going to be hungry for a win. So the Sunday game is not going to be an easy game at all. Then the Knicks got their win. So, really looking good for the Nuggets and the Knicks kind of. And I'm hoping that the playoffs, they kind of turn things around. So the next games, as I said last night, next games are going to be, again, the Boston Celtics on Sunday, and then they fly back for a couple of games home stretch against the Sacramento Kings on Wednesday and the Phoenix Suns on Friday. So we'll be back for the Celtics-Boston's game post-game review, and that's pretty much all I got. So we'll check you back in then, and just stay faithful, Nuggets Nation. That's what I'll say. Just stay faithful, stay positive. We got this. Just expect that the Nuggets are going to have a couple more losses this season. It's fine. We're not gonna worry, because even if we drop down to 3rd seed, that's still not a bad place to be. So let's just take it game at a time and see how they play the rest of the season. And that's the soapbox moment here for me, and I'll get off of that, and we'll see you later. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please give it a like and subscribe, share it out to your friends and family. And you've been listening to CS 105.1, where I talk about sports with good vibes. We'll catch you later.